Welcome to Lemonade Yoga. I'm Sandy Till. Today's class will focus on shoulders and specifically what it would be like to work with a really tweaky shoulders. And when I say tweaky, I mean achy or uncomfortable or painful. So the goal today will be to bring a lot of gentle movement into this region. And so I invite you to get very comfortable. I am sitting up on a block with both knees supported. That's where I know I need to be. I encourage you to lean against the wall or even sit up on a chair and lean against the chair for today's class. I'd like to remind you to stay out of pain and out of struggle in your yoga practice. So if something doesn't feel quite right for you, back up out of it and do your best to stay with as much of the work as you can manage. Let's move now into our breathing, bringing all of your awareness to your breath for about 10 breaths here. Maybe close your eyes, maybe soften your gaze down onto the floor and bring your attention inward. Feel for turning your attention to the sensation of your oxygen coming in through your nose or mouth, circulating around in your lungs, and also noticing your exhales. Feeling for paying attention to the air leaving your body and also returning in. Our goal in our practice is always to not have a judgment, so it's not that your breath should be doing anything specific, but by bringing our awareness to our breath at the beginning of every class, we sort of focus into ourselves. And also, I've said a lot of times, the magic of yoga really comes with coordinating your breath with your movement and your awareness with those factors. Now, if you haven't already, then go ahead and sit up nice and straight. And yoga, we really want you to bring your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders. And ideally, your chin is quite level with the floor. That's typically the alignment that will give your cervical spine, that's your neck spine bones, your cervical spine, a good curve. And also stacking, that will also allow you to stack your bones on top of each other, which gives your muscles a bit of a break, which is nice. Now I'd like you to turn your awareness to your shoulders. So if you're somebody that works with kinesthetic touch, then bringing your hands onto your shoulders might be helpful for you, just gently squeezing them. If you have an area that's always hurting, then bringing your hand there for these next 10 breaths, and just turning your attention to your achiness or your stiffness. Notice if your brain goes into a judgment pattern, and if it does, stop it. Our goal here is to listen, right? Listen for what the body has to offer. And typically, when we work really intuitively and really closely in one specific body part, it will give you some feedback. And our goal here as a practitioner is to listen to that feedback and take some of the wisdom from your body. So if it screams at you or something, then that's okay. You listen. That's your job. Next, we'll work into some shoulder shrugs. So my feet are already starting to get a little bit numb from sitting like that. So if you need to move your body around while we work into the shoulders like I'm gonna do, then just do that, okay? So shoulder shrugs is next, and I think what I'm gonna do is just come onto the floor and try the seated position out for a little while. For shoulder shrugs, I'll have you bring your arms down by your sides and leave them passive. Your breath will take each movement, and so this one's going to be repetitive. We'll start with inhaling a big breath in. Pause your breath. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then straight back. Now exhale and squeeze the shoulder blades together as you drag them down. Inhale and relax the shoulders. Now for the second set, exhale and squeeze the middle of your shoulder blades together. So not going up, just going straight back and then down. And then inhale, release. And now for the last part, it's a 3-part exercise. Bring your elbows into it, and on your exhale, feel for bringing your elbows together and squeezing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards each other like this. And then down. So educating the shoulder to move down the back is really helpful, and release. So let's do 3 more sets of that. And I might just turn to the side so you guys, they'll get an angle from the side a little bit. So I'll do one this way, and then I'll turn face forward for the second set. So we'll do 2 sets, just like that, all together. Arms passive. Inhale into the upper back. Pause the breath, bring the shoulders straight up, straight back. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and drag the shoulders down. Inhale, release. Exhale, middle bits together. And down. Inhale, release. Exhale, lower bits together using your elbows if you need to. And down. And then second set there. Inhale into the upper back. Pause the breath, bring the shoulders straight up, straight back, and then exhale, squeeze together, drag down. Try to keep your chin level. A lot of us do really funny stuff with our jaw when we work in our shoulders. In, release, inhale. Use your exhale, squeeze middle bits back. Keep squeezing, feel those muscles working, and drag down. Inhale and release. Exhale, lower bits now, squeezing shoulder blades, the lower part of your shoulder blades together. Squeeze, 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 and drag down. Now the muscles, and release. Feel what you've done. And the muscles between your shoulder blades, so you've got shoulder, it's kind of upside down, the shoulder blade kind of looks like that. And then there's muscles between each blade to your spine. Those are called the rhomboid muscles. Those muscles help to contract your shoulder blades back. And because so much of our life these days is forward, then we end up rolling here and pinching here. So this exercise of bringing the shoulders back is just very helpful in balancing the shoulder girdle. The next one that we'll do is called bird wing. Now, I've got a prop here. This is my dry erase marker. And the reason I have this is because in this next one, you need to actually engage your shoulders enough to hold this object in place. So I'm going to place this just under my arm, near my elbow. Now, if you stuck it up under your armpit, then that's going to be easy. That's just too easy. That's like cheating, right? So you want to get it down by your elbow, and you want to hold it tight enough so that it doesn't fall out. So like if my left arm here is out, if I had my right arm out, that would just come right out. So we want you to really be holding your elbows into your side bodies. Now, depending on your body shape, you may need to bring your elbows forward more to the front of your ribs. So it just depends kind of how your body's shaped, what you have access to. If you need a bigger object to get the squeeze, then do that, because the work of this exercise, let me turn and explain, is to engage the very back of the shoulder blades. So these muscles here are the other side of the back of the shoulder blade. So we're doing rhomboids before, and now we're doing these guys. So it's going to be very similar, 2 sets of 10, and at your own breath pace is totally fine. I like to do palms up, but you're welcome to play with that. If your shoulders are particularly tweaky, the position that you put your hands in will impact your shoulders because it goes right into the shoulder girdle. So go ahead and feel for the arm position that you can manage. Squeeze your elbows in so that your object doesn't fall out, and then you'll start your breath. It'll be an inhale at the top with the hands straight ahead, and using your exhale to bring the hands out at 90 degrees to the sides. That's about as far as I can comfortably go in my shoulders today. You might be able to go further out. So inhaling back to center, and squeezing back. Feel for engaging the back of your shoulder muscles. Notice if you're able to stay within your pain tolerance and your range of motion that works for you. If you have a tendency to push it, I invite you not to do that. I really think your body will heal better and feel better if you don't get pushy with it. Okay, that's about 10. I lost track. And just take a moment now and feel what your arms are feeling like, your shoulders. It's warming up in my body. I feel it just getting warmer. And a little bit more sensation on the outside. This is your deltoid muscle right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move my prop to the other side just for the sake of it. We'll do one more set of bird wing. We call this bird wing. Okay, so adding your breath, and let's just do 10 at your own pace. Squeeze as you exhale. Release as you inhale. Notice if you do something funny with your jaw, your face, when you work with your shoulders. Might get some clunking in there. That's okay. It's not causing a worse pain than you started with, then it's okay. All right, I think that's about 10. So I'm going to take my prop out and sit to the side. Now, bring your attention to your shoulders. Just noticing what you've done. I feel a little looser, a little bit warmer. And then the next exercise that we'll work with is called unlocking the shoulders. And this one's a little bit more work, but I super love this one. Start with, it's more of an active release exercise than a yoga posture, but bear with me, it's very good. Start with the left arm up at 90 degrees. And when I say 90 degrees, I'm looking for elbow in front of shoulder, elbow level with shoulder. And then, of course, a square angle there. For this exercise, let me turn. The idea is that you find the shoulder blade, which we've been working with a lot here. So the outside edge of your shoulder blade. Put your fingertips into it. Take a breath. As you exhale, push the fingers into the shoulder blade and push the shoulder blade back into the fingers until you feel the muscles engage. Now keep that engagement going, and now bring your hand to the inside of the elbow. Take a breath. As you exhale, gently press the elbow and the hand together, feeling for engaging the chest and the rest of it's more of the front of the shoulder here. Pec minor, pec major. I notice a little bit in my neck. Okay, now keeping those muscles engaged, take another breath. Let's bring the shoulder blade down the back, and then scoop the elbow away from you. Now, if you've never dislocated your arm, then grab your bicep, taking another breath. Use your exhale to traction the arm and pull it away from you. So you're literally creating a little bit of spaciousness there. Of course, if it doesn't feel good, don't do that. And release. And then go ahead and roll the shoulders around. Now you can see that will relax the shoulder down. So if you look at my body here, you can see that that shoulder is just more relaxed. It's coming at a downward angle, and the other one is more like tightened up at a square. So let's do the other side and see if we can balance it out. Right hand up at 90. I like to work with active hand. Shoulder blade, edge here. Take a breath. Bring the shoulder blade, the fingertips into the shoulder blade, and then the shoulder blade down. So you're really engaging all the musculature around your shoulder girdle. Then taking your hand to the inside of the elbow. Take a breath. Coordinating your exhale with pressing the hand and the elbow together. And what that's going to do is turn on your chest muscles. Taking another breath in. Let's go shoulder down, elbow reaching forward. Again, as long as you've never dislocated your arm, traction with your next exhale by pulling the arm straight away from your body. And release. And then just go ahead and take a gander here and see what we've done. Did we balance out? A little better. All right. So now, feeling for both arms. Bring both arms up at 90. Take a breath. Bring the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Take another breath. And engage your chest as though you're squeezing a beach ball. And just hold here for 3 to 4 breaths if you can. If you get a pain response, then bring that arm down. I'm just feeling for using your shoulders here without bearing any weight and without really doing any major range of motion action. So we're not really going anywhere. We're not reaching up. We're not rolling back. And release. All right. So those are the shoulder exercise. I call it unlock the shoulders. And then our next exercise will be neck release. So I do this one a lot. Palm down. I'm starting right hand down. Palm down under your sit bones. That's the side of your body. And then squaring up. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Use your exhale to lean away from the hand and allow your neck to follow. Now it's paramount that your neck is comfortable here. So if you can relax the neck over to the side, that's fantastic. If you can't, then find a neutral place. So lift it up and hold it like this. Or put some of the weight into your bottom hand, and that feels really good. We'll do 3 angles on each side of the neck. So while you're here, I really invite you to bring all of your attention to your neck. And as you exhale, invite the muscles to unravel. So you're just inviting them to soften and let go. Now our second angle here will be using the exhale to bring the chin down towards the collarbones a little bit. That will move the stretch into the side of your neck, more the front than the actual straight side. Next angle, bring the chin down a little bit more. You'll feel that stretch move to the back of your neck. Use your exhales to release tension, just like you would if you were sighing it out at the end of the day. Just inviting whatever you can let go of in this moment to ease on out. And getting your hand out from underneath of you, roll your head to the center of your chest and lift your head up. Second side, palm facing down underneath your left hip now. Shoulders back, lean away. Take a breath and go gently into these tweaky parts of our bodies. Now if your shoulders are tweaky, it's possible, very possible, that this hand position is pretty intense. So if it is, put palm up. From here, find your neck place. Get a few good relaxing exhales. Going for a second angle. I do it on exhale, chin down. A few breaths into that stretch, feeling for just what can you release here? What are you able to let go of energetically and muscularly from this region that you were focusing on? Now chin down one last time, a little bit more towards the collarbone. If it's too much, you can back up and stay, and that will make it easier. And again, rolling your head to the center of your chest, coming off of the hand that you're sitting on, and then guiding the head up. I like to lift the head up. It's kind of a training the muscles to stay soft move. Next, we'll do a few wrist and hand stretches. So these are just a few things you can do to unravel your hands and wrists. We'll start with your left palm face up. Grab your pinky, and using your breath with each of these movements, it'll be inhale. As you exhale, gently bring the finger back and reach the heel of the hand towards the floor. Release. Exhale, second finger back. Pull only as hard as it feels good to you. You know, so like just grabbing it and yanking your hand back is not what I'm asking you to do. I'd love it if you were super gentle with yourself in your yoga practice. And also super curious about what it is that you're feeling as you move your body in these ways. Move to the third finger. Release. Next one. Exhale as you gently drag down. It's good to reach the heel of the hand towards the floor as well, if you're particularly flexible. If you're not particularly flexible, or you're really stiff, then you won't get very far here and you'll still feel a lot, and that's fine. For the thumb, bring the tops of the hands together, grab the thumb from underneath. On exhale, pull the thumb out and then back. So you're creating some spaciousness for that joint. Release. Roll your wrist around. Feel the difference that made. We'll go to the second side. Breath. And exhale back. Exhale. Second finger back. I like to bend my elbow when I do this because then I don't hyperextend through the elbow joint. Middle finger. Pointer finger, exhale as you pull back. And again for the thumbs, from both tops of the hands together, reach underneath and pull out and then back. That feels nice to me today. All right, and then rolling the wrist around. We'll do one more hand stretch. Go ahead and bring your fingertips pointing towards you on your mat or a desk or any surface. And then the first one will be just to bring your finger bones towards the floor. So it'll look like this. And here I'm stretching the hand bone, so mostly just across the palm of the hand. And then second angle is going to be bringing the heel of the hand towards the floor. And just finding your edge in each arm. So this arm, and my right arm is much tighter than my left, so you know the goal is to give some space to that. Like it's okay for that arm to be a little tighter. So I'm going to have to modify that. A few breaths here.
able to bring your hand and your palm all the way to the floor, that's great. Good for you. Go for that, because that'll feel good to get a press in there. And gently release. Let's go ahead and move the wrists around. And the fingertips.
And then for today's class, since we didn't lay down at all, we'll just take our resting seated. We've done that a few times. So if you want to lie on your mat for 3 minutes while we settle our energy and just sort of end our practice, then you're welcome to lie down. If you want to sit, then sit. We're just going into resting now. So just quieting the mind and the breath. Take this time to feel how our practice impacted your shoulders, neck, and hands. Now deepening your breath. Bring your awareness back to your physical body. Gently move your toes and fingers. I hope that this class helped you a little bit with your tweaky shoulders. And I thank you for participating.